Hey, what is going on guys? So today we'll be taking a look at the most recent Marvel Legends figure I've picked up here. This is the final figure from the most recent package that I did receive from Pop Culture, and this is the first figure I've picked up from the Guardians 3 wave. This is the new Deluxe Groot figure. There's a shot of the front of the packaging, both sides of the packaging, and also the back of the box there. There you can see all the accessories this one does come with, and now we'll go ahead and we'll get this one out of the box. And here we have the figure straight out of the packaging. Standing there, I really do like what I'm seeing so far. A lot of really nice detail on this one. This is the first larger Groot figure I have picked up. The only other Groot I do have is the one from the Thor 4 wave. So I'm really liking the way this one does look here. Getting into the accessories, we will start off here with the Baby Rocket figure. It is all one solid sculpt, so there is no articulation on this, but it does look nice for what it is. The sculpt itself does look really good and is done quite nicely, and there is some really nice painted details on there also. And then moving over on to the next accessory, he does have a set of interchangeable fisted hands. They look really good also, a little bit of paint detail on there too. And then the final accessory is of course the wings here. They do come as two separate pieces, as you can see here. Again, going back to the sculpt work, these do look pretty good here. As you can see, they do just connect together there. And you can also see the peg hole for where this will connect to the back of the figure. And here we have the wings fully built. Quite large once they are together. I think that does look really good. Like mentioned, some really good sculpted detail done on these wings, and there is some really nice paintwork also. So I think that does match and it will work quite nicely with the figure. And taking a look at the figure himself, I really like the bulkier design that they've gone with the character in Guardians 3, and I think it's translated really nicely into the figure form. As I mentioned with the sculpt work, I think they've done a terrific job here. I really like the wooden sort of barky pieces, that sort of look that this figure does have. As I mentioned with the painted details, I think this one's coloured really nicely. There is some different painted pieces, more so over the front of the figure, which does sort of give that textured look. That all does look really good there, and I think the green parts stand out really nicely on this one. The shoulder pieces are those softer sort of separate pieces that we have seen before. I don't think they go all the way around as we do see in some of them. I think this head sculpt looks great too. The eyes look terrific in there. Really brings the character to life. And last thing on that detail that I forgot to mention was even here on the chest plate, I really like the mossy sort of parts that they've done there. I think that looks really great also. Taking a look at the articulation on this one, starting off in the head, the neck can look down about that far, getting quite a nice range. And he can look up about that far, not too bad, but would have been nice to go a bit further. He can move his arms about that far forward before the shoulder piece does get in the way. You can get almost 90 degrees in the elbow and the standard sort of wrist articulation there. And you can kick the legs about that far forward. You can get about 90 degrees in the knee articulation. You can move the foot about that far forward and also about that far backwards. And here we have the wings plugged on the figure. I think this looks really good. Seems to be holding on there quite nicely. And here's a shot from the back of the figure where you can just see it is plugged in there. Like I mentioned, it does seem to hold in there quite nicely, so that's always good to see. And I think these work really well with the figure. Definitely a different accessory to get, and it will look quite nice and unique in the display. So overall, I'm really happy with the way this one does look and has turned out. Like I mentioned, this is the first Guardians character from the Guardians 3 wave I have picked up here. So I am pretty keen now to pick up the rest of the characters to go along with this one. So let me know what you guys think of this one. Are you going to pick this one up or have you already? As always, thank you all for watching and I'll catch you in the next one.